The ocean is a vast repository of enchanting mysteries, yet it comes with its own set of perils. Renowned marine biologist Nan Hauser built her career on exploring the enigmatic depths of the underwater world. However, a harrowing encounter with a humpback whale left her questioning everything she thought she knew. One thing remained certain: the ocean is an inherently perilous place. Decades ago, Nan Hauser initially pursued a career in nursing, but her heart was always drawn to the sea. For approximately 30 years, she dedicated her life to marine biology with a particular focus on humpback whales. Few individuals possessed as much knowledge about these elusive giants of the deep as Nan did. She became a celebrated authority on these majestic creatures, earning recognition in numerous films and appearing on esteemed TV channels such as Animal Planet, Discovery Channel, National Geographic, and Smithsonian. Nan Hauser's prominence in the field of life sciences was undeniable. Little did she know that her career would take a dramatic turn, one that could have led to her untimely demise. To Nan, it was just another day, albeit with the added presence of a substantial film crew working on a documentary project. They were about to capture footage that would surpass their wildest expectations. With decades of experience, Nan Hauser understood the importance of maintaining a safe distance from humpback whales. While she held a deep affection for these creatures, she was acutely aware of the formidable force they could wield. Nan had experienced close encounters before, moments when these magnificent beings ventured near. Despite the temptation to reach out and touch them, Nan exercised prudence and refrained from doing so. Nonetheless, even with her extensive knowledge of safety measures, it didn't mean danger was entirely avoidable. Nan and her fellow diver maintained control over their movements, even while working with a camera. This control enabled them to capture remarkable footage firsthand. However, they were at the mercy of the whale's behavior. During this particular dive, something unprecedented and hazardous occurred with a humpback whale. It's important to note that Nan and her colleagues were prepared for nearly any situation. Yet, they never anticipated the humpback whale would target the divers themselves. Nan recounted the colossal creature continuously nudging her, essentially rolling her around its body, seemingly attempting to tuck her beneath its pectoral fin. Nan struggled to swim away from the relentless advances of the whale, with little success. Fear surged within the marine biologist as the whale employed its fins, closed mouth, and back to push her around. For a mammal weighing 50,000 pounds, it was a tumultuous ride for its unwitting passenger. Above, the documentary crew feared the worst. Drones used to record additional angles were promptly shut off after the humpback began pursuing the divers, as they feared they might capture Nan's tragic demise. It appeared that this expedition was poised to make headlines for all the wrong reasons. The whale persistently propelled Nan to the water's surface, where, much to everyone's relief, she managed to escape. The shell-shocked Hauser was pulled back onto the boat. Later, she confessed, "I'd spent 28 years underwater with whales, and this behavior is just incredibly unusual. It's mind-boggling." An air of apprehension hung over the crew as the whales surfaced alongside Nan, only to gradually retreat into the depths. This left everyone pondering the true nature of the encounter and its underlying motivations. Soon enough, Nan began piecing the puzzle together. As the crew hurried back to shore to tend to Nan's injuries, the marine biologist believed she had unraveled the mystery behind the humpback whale's relentless pursuit, and she felt profoundly grateful for it. During those interminable 10 minutes that felt like hours, Nan witnessed it, the presence of a deadly shark not too far away. As Nan was tossed about by the humpback and struggled to break free, she caught a fleeting glimpse of another creature in the distance. By observing its movement pattern, Nan was able to identify the ocean dweller. While whales move their tails up and down, sharks exhibit a side-to-side motion. Based on these distinctive movements, Hauser realized she was dealing with a tiger shark, one of the ocean's most formidable predators. Tiger sharks have been responsible for more recorded attacks on humans than any other shark species, aside from the great white. Nan was acutely aware of the true source of danger, and it did not lie with the humpback whale. In Nan's conviction, the whale was attempting to shield her from the lurking tiger shark. Whales have been known to be protective of smaller creatures, occasionally even providing cover for seals beneath their pectoral fins to safeguard them from predators. However, the idea of a humpback protecting a human was unprecedented, leaving many skeptics unconvinced. Critics argue that there is scant evidence to definitively prove that Nan's humpback companion was actively trying to save her. Questions linger regarding whether the whale would have displayed the same behavior if the shark had not been present. The scarcity of concrete evidence surrounding this peculiar behavior leaves much room for speculation. Nevertheless, Nan continues to place her faith in the humpback's protective intentions. Nan Hauser acknowledges the possibility that her interpretation might be erroneous, but her unwavering belief persists. She and her colleagues aspire to see the footage they captured contribute to further research and raise awareness about such actions by whales. One thing is undeniable: there is still much to learn. For Nan, this experience has been profoundly enlightening. She openly admitted, "I've spent the past 28 years protecting whales, and at that moment, I didn't even realize that they were protecting me." To Hauser's perspective, she is not the only ocean expert who has witnessed humpbacks performing extraordinary feats. Like Nan, Michael Fischbach is an impassioned wildlife photographer who dedicates himself to documenting various whale species in their natural habitats. Michael Fischbach co-founded the Great Whale Conservancy, an organization committed to raising awareness and advocating for these majestic marine creatures. Fearless in his approach, he has never hesitated to get up close and personal with these colossal beings. On one Valentine's Day, while on a trip in the Sea of Cortez, he made a heartwarming discovery. Observing an animal floating near his boat's surface, Michael felt concern and believed it needed his assistance. Upon closer inspection, he and his crew realized the creature was a humpback whale, but it displayed no signs of life. Witnessing this heart-rending sight deeply affected him. However, an abrupt exhalation through the whale's blowhole signaled to them that it was in grave distress and needed immediate aid. Without hesitation, Michael donned a snorkel and cautiously entered the water. Upon approaching the humpback whale, he discovered that the magnificent creature was entangled in a gill net, rendering its fins almost immobile. Its pectoral fins were tightly bound to its sides, and its dorsal fin was ensnared. Moreover, the netting weighed down the whale's tail, submerging it approximately 15 feet below the surface. Michael vividly recalled making eye contact with the distressed whale and feeling overwhelmed by the sight of this immense and beautiful creature trapped and on the brink of death. He managed to remove the netting from the dorsal fin, but considered it too perilous to continue helping the whale further. His equipment was limited to a small knife, and the task ahead appeared daunting. Returning to the boat, he radioed for assistance, only to receive a disheartening response that help might arrive in an hour. Yet the situation was dire, and waiting for reinforcements seemed like an unlikely lifeline for the struggling whale. Michael and his crew understood what needed to be done. With utmost speed and caution, they embarked on the challenging task of systematically hauling and cutting the net. They were acutely aware that their actions had to enable the whale to breathe for the rescue to succeed. They succeeded in releasing one pectoral fin, granting the whale a glimmer of freedom. However, when the whale began to pull away, it carried the net along with it. Determined to free the creature, the crew tenaciously held on as the whale towed them approximately half a mile through the Sea of Cortez. Eventually, the whale grew weary, prompting the crew to resume their efforts. They realized that if they couldn't release the tail, all their hard work would be in vain. Undeterred, the crew persisted, continuing to haul and cut the gill net even as the whale's tail thrashed and writhed. They wrestled with the remaining net until, finally, the tail was liberated from the encumbrance. The crew erupted in jubilant cheers and embraced one another, witnessing the whale swim to freedom. The whale swam about 500 feet from the boat, then suddenly breached high into the air, leaping out of the water. It was an awe-inspiring display of gratitude. The crew unanimously decided to name the rescued whale Valentina in honor of Valentine's Day. Valentina's jubilant performance lasted for approximately an hour as she stayed close to the surface, expressing her thanks to her rescuers. One young child aboard the vessel exclaimed, "Mommy, I know what she's doing. She's showing us that she is finally free." Anyone who had the privilege of witnessing the whale's display that day would undoubtedly concur. Michael Fischbach and his team were overjoyed to have saved Valentina on that remarkable day.